Girl, I'm not in the mood. The big nose.
Mr. Savage answered his own question.
What the fuck?
Go ahead.
I'm touching my phone. My phone. On day days.
Girl, bye.
I'm so tired of seeing this. I'm so burnt out with seeing this. And it is so sad to see this young girl. She's cooked. This young baby is cooked. She already mastered the art of ratchet behavior. She mastered the art already of ratchet behavior. She mastered the art of the timing of the look. You see how she has her nose flared up? The rolling of the eyes. Talking about on dead ass. On dead ass. Like, for her to say that and to understand the concept of the timing, when to use it, that is a problem. That is a problem. And I don't know whether to be more disgusted with the mama or the child. You know, and for that mother, for that woman to bully her child and just pick at her, to get a rise out of her, and to post that on social media. To post that on social media. Child Protective Services need to be looking at that. And if you think I'm reaching, you may be a part of the problem. Because that ain't funny. That ain't cute. And if that woman thinks that that's cute right now, wait till that girl is about 12 years old, 13 years old. And at that point, now she's trying to fight her mama. And getting in her mama's face. But some of these kids, some of these young girls are doomed. And that's why when I talk to men, and then when I talk to women, there has to be a point in life. If you know you grew up in a toxic a household like this, there is a conscious change that you have to make. There's a conscious change and a strong effort that you have to make. When you grew up in a household like this toxic, you have to unlearn behaviors. And this baby is going to have to unlearn behaviors. But unfortunately, these are the kids that go to school with our kids, terrorize our children, terrorize the teachers. I feel so bad for some of y'all educators. I don't know what to do. If this was when I came up in an era where teachers had authority, parents had authority. I came up in an era where the neighbor could whoop you. If the neighbor saw you doing something and had permission from the mom or the daddy, if you see my child doing this and I'm not around, go upside their head. Go upside their behind. That's the era I came up in. I came up in the era if the parent told the teacher, if my child ain't listening, baby, you got my permission to go upside his head, to go upside her behind. And the teacher, oh, okay, all right. And the teacher followed through with it. That's the era that I came up with in. The teacher can get the ruler, pop your hand right there in front of the class. Oh, I was in that era. But that's why we have these kids that we have today that can terrorize the teachers, terrorize the school. And when the teacher try to call home to the mama want to act like she has no idea. Why are you picking on my baby? And this is why so many women have the problems that they have in dating. This is why some of these women have the problems that they have in dating, because this type of attitude carries on throughout life. And this is why I talk about it in my content. Ladies, you got to understand the disposition that you give off. Yeah, your upbringing may not have been this intense of ratchetness, but if you have those type of learned behavioral patterns from your household, growing up with sisters, and the cattiness and the feistiness and the attitude, the rolling of the eyes, you got to understand when you try to go out here in the world and you want to be appealing to a man, you want to be approachable. Think about this first. Yeah, your attitude may not be this stank, but your attitude might be stank enough to where you it stayed with you from childhood. And you may have the resting B face and all of that. And it's always that one friend that I notice that some of these women have where it's always the one friend where she has a stank attitude and she messes it up for everybody. Oh, and I was talking to my wife maybe a couple of weeks ago, and she was telling me how she has, one of her friends is relationship minded, marriage minded. She went through a divorce and she's trying to be found. And my wife's friend was telling her how she went out with a couple of her friends and one of her coworkers, and her ratchet coworker, they was at a happy hour. It was like 3 or 4 of them, and a guy wanted to talk to one of the women at the table. But the ratchet friend, the ratchet coworker with the stank attitude, a dude tried to come over there and talk to them. Hey, what's up? What's going on, lady? Oh, we good. We good. Nuh-uh. And that dude walked across from the lounge or the happy hour spot that they was at. And she followed, the girl that desired a relationship, she followed him, watching him as he walked over to this table. And he walked to the table with 4 or 5 guys and was like, nah, we chill. And she was like, oh my gosh. He could have brought his friends over there, but her ratchet coworker, her ratchet friend, messed it up for everybody at the table. One of them guys could have been, choosing up on her. That could have led to something. Who knows? But that's just a prime example of how some of these women with stank attitudes mess it up for themselves, mess it up for their friends, mess it up for everybody. If you feel some type of way as you look at this, ladies, ask yourself, are you the friend with the stank attitude out of the bunch that messes it up for everybody on a regular? Or are you the friend that's afraid to check your friend for having a stank attitude that messes it up for everybody? Which friend are you? And when I have these conversations and I talk about it, as men and women, we have to be able to be willing to unlearn these things. Don't think that you're too good enough to not go to etiquette classes. Get certain levels of coaching on how you supposed to hold your fork. Pronunciation, speech therapy. If you talk funny, you talk a certain type of way, don't be afraid of doing that. Don't be afraid of unlearning certain things, certain behaviors that will hold you back in life. Because the way this young girl is in this video, looking at this young girl with her nose flared all up, twisted up, rolling of the eyes, on dead ass. Like, come on now. Really? And this be the type of women with that type of attitude, not going to attract a man of quality. You're not going to attract the man of quality. You're going to attract the Pookie and the Ray Rays. You're going to attract the DeMarquavius, the Walmart Tavius, the man with a rap sheet criminal record as long as a doggone. Those are the type of men that you're going to attract with that type of attitude, that type of demeanor. A man of quality, a half-decent man, he's not going to take you serious. He's not going to approach you. So you got to ask yourself, what are you giving off? Do you have this type of, do you have an attitude that follows you and you've allowed to stay with you throughout your life? Because if you want a man of quality, if you desire certain things in life, that attitude is going to have to change. That attitude is going to have to change. That attitude will determine what it can determine if you get a raise at your job, if you can even keep a job, will determine your friendships, will determine what type of men approach you or will take you serious. Your attitude can hold you back in life. And the thing with a lot of people don't understand this, the first impression is the most important impression. And when 9 times out of 10, when you make a bad impression the first time, that stays with you. That stain, That is tattooed on you, on your resume as a person. So I don't know, man. When I saw this, I was just so disgusted because that mama has really damaged that child. And that child is going to have to go through a level of unlearning. But, you know, who knows? But anyway, man, I just want to chime in on that. But ladies, think about it. Don't be afraid to unlearn some things. Don't be afraid to go to some etiquette classes. Don't be afraid to, if you have a friend like this in your circle, disconnect from them. Don't be afraid of those type of things. That reality show mindset, that reality show attitude, that love and hip hop, that housewife attitude, basketball wives, y'all got to unlearn those behaviors. Because ladies, you got to realize this. Rap music and things that come on TV, it don't just affect kids. It's not just, it's poison, but it don't just affect children. It affect adults. It affect grown men. It affect grown women. And when you allow yourself to be around that type of behavior and watch that type of behavior, it becomes you. It becomes you. And so you have to fast from that type of stuff. Not really fast, because fast means temporarily. You have to delete that type of stuff out of your life. And people that act like that and that can rub off on you. If you have people like this in your family, you got to limit your time around them. You got to limit your time around them. You got to limit your access to these type of people. Especially if you are a woman and you are desiring certain things in life to just get better, be better, create better opportunity, create more room and space for more positivity. You got to let go of the negativity. But anyway, y'all drop your comment down below. Let me know what you think about this one. But let's do better. God bless.